Hey guys, Samurai here, back again with another episode of the Pokemon Sword and Shield series, Crown Zenith. In the last episode, Ash and Co, being Ash, Chase, and Lucas, have just graduated from Mustard's dojo. On the Crown Tundra, Rinto and company, Rento, Peonia, and Elane, have just graduated from Peony's training. They're all incredibly ecstatic of the training that they have done. However, on the Crown Tundra, Elane's still a bit nervous as it's still early in the morning when they're leaving, stating that she wished she grew more, or maybe caught a new Pokemon, or maybe even trained longer. Everybody tells her that she did amazing and that she caught 2 new Pokemon that nobody's seen her use. She has 2 secret weapons, if you'd say, not to mention a special gift that Peony gave her. This reassures Elane and they get ready to go on the train back to Hammerlock. This is when Rento corrects her, saying that this train is going to Winden, as they can just go straight to Winden from here, as the train station is just a non-stop ride. Elane is really happy about this, but she sure hopes that Ash and Chase can get there in time. Now on the Owls of Armor, Ash and company are getting ready to leave, but they're saying their goodbyes to Freed first, who is also leaving. Freed says that he's going on his adventure now, and he says that if Ash, Chase, or Lucas ever need help or are in a bind, or if they ever even want to travel with him, don't hesitate to ask. They're honorary rising roll tacklers as far as he's concerned. This is when Lucas reminds them that they have to go to the train station so they can go to Winden, and that they'll be running late if they spend any more time here. Mustard wishes them all good luck and safe travels, but this is when we also get to reveal. This is when Mustard tells the group that out of all of them, he believes that Ash has mastered Dynamax perfectly. He says that Ash uses it similar to how Leon uses it, and over time it'll only become stronger if he keeps on using it. However, he says that Lucas isn't far behind and that he truly can't help him stronger. But he's most proud of Chase, saying that Chase has grown leaps and bounds and is hardly unrecognizable. He also states that there's going to be a special guest this year, as they don't know who it is. It might be an Elite Four member from another region, as the Galar League always likes to have an exhibition battle. Usually it's a Leon vs Raihan battle, but this time, we don't know. Upon Elane, Rento, and Peonia making it to Winden, this is where they split up, as Elane is looking for Ash and Chase, and Rento and Peonia wanted to do some sightseeing before the league starts. They've all already done registration, of course. When Elane meets up back with Ash and Chase, it's a joyous reunion between the 3 of them, as they haven't seen each other in a minute. So they're very excited to see each other and catch up. They're all talking about the training that they've done and how they've grown leaps and bounds. Ash can tell that these 2 are completely unrecognizable from the 2 kids that he saw in Hammerlock. As they all get registered for the league, when Elane asks where Lucas went, Lucas basically went off to go do some training and some sightseeing as well. But this is when the receptionist tells them that there's going to be a bit of a press conference / gala for the gym challengers to probably mingle and conversate. Later that night, when the press conference actually happens, everyone is having fun, as it is a party, and while everyone's chilling, this is when Lucas and Elane have a conversation. The conversation basically boils down to Elane not feeling like she deserves to be here and developing a bit of imposter syndrome, saying that she doesn't know how far she'll actually make it, saying that she doesn't feel like she's grown stronger since Postwick. This is when Lucas reaffirms her goals, saying that she's grown raw and now is not that same girl from Postwick. He even laments that she's way beyond what Ash and him was at their first league, and that she'll do great as all her Pokemon listen to her, and he can tell that she got stronger. This is when Ash tells him to come back in, and as Lucas is coming back in, Elane is about to say something, but she stops herself. She actually says that she's going to beat Lucas if they ever to battle. Lucas, excited for that, says to get ready for tomorrow. This is when the league starts. The whole region is in awe and is watching these battles. Ash is in awe, saying that this is one of the biggest leagues he's ever been to, it, as they don't usually pull out the stops like this. Everyone's excited, and before anything can happen, the exhibition battle begins. The audience stands with anticipation for this great battle. This is when Rika and Leon send out their Pokemon.
I'm glad the great Leon could accept my challenge and hope your reputation perceives you. Donphan, I choose you.
Well, if you knew anything about me, you'll know that I'll never decline from a challenge, especially from an Elite Four member. Aegislash, let's get ready to have a champion time!
Everyone's surprised that Leon didn't send out his trusty Charizard, but they don't think about it for long as Aegislash is stolen by the opponent. Aegislash and Donphan clash, and due to Aegislash's stance change, he can easily be offensive and defensive at the same time. However, Rika's no pushover.
Well, I can see why he came here. The level strength here would have most average trainers shaking in their boots. But the trainers from Paldea aren't the average. Donphan, Stone Edge!
After she uses Stone Edge, you would think that this is when the battle would turn the tide. But this is when
The strength of galar trainers are second to none, and I represent them all, so I'm not gonna let some rock stop me. Sacred Sword, no holding back!
Rika reveals that she has a special kind of edge.
Time to show you why Paldea is one of a kind. We can surpass the limits of 2 types. Go, Donphan, terrestrialize and burn as hot as flame. Become a fire type now. Use Iron Head.
Amazing! I gotta learn how to do that. But I'll show you why Galar stands out. Let's go, Aegislash! Time to use our Dynamax!
As the battle dukes out between a terrestrialized Pokemon and a Dynamax Pokemon, this is when Leon reveals his plan and Rika notices something.
Wait, why is Donphan taking so much more damage? It wasn't like this before.
Max Phantasm lowers the defense of any Pokemon it hits, so even a tank like Donphan will become like glass. Now that Donphan is worn out, finish him with Sacred Sword!
Donphan, return. Thanks for trying your best. Thanks, Leon, for an amazing battle.
The pleasure is all mine.
Leon finishes off Donphan and Rika laments on a great battle. The exhibition battle is between Rika of the Paldean Elite Four and Leon of the Galar Champion. Everyone's confused as Ash has never been to Paldea. While Lucas says he believes he's heard of it, but he's never been there, everyone's confused on who this Rika person is. But this is when we see Rento have the most distraught looking face that everyone has seen him have. Ash and Lucas actually look worried for the dude, as they've never seen Rento so phased before. He's usually the calmest, coolest, collectest guy that you would ever meet, but now he's a wreck. Everyone is concerned for Rento for a minute as it looks like he's about to have a panic attack, but he reaffirms himself and regains his posture. After the exhibition battle, Rento, Ash, Lane, Hop, and Chase can all be seen, along with Peonia, all be seen in some sort of waiting room waiting for the league to happen. This is when a brown Pokemon that no one has ever seen before walks into the break room. And while everybody is kind of in awe, Peonia and Elane actually find it kind of cute and tell it to come over, but it ends up goes into Rento's lap. As everyone's surprised, Rento is remarking of how it's grown since it last saw it, and everybody's curious on to why Rento knows what a Paldean Pokemon is. This is when Rento reveals that he's actually from Paldea this entire time. And this is when we get to see Rika. Rika asking Rento to drop out of the league and come home. She's saying that Rento was offered a gym leader position back in Paldea, but he left. Rento exclaiming the reason why he left, saying that he wanted to grow stronger. Rika says that's some BS and tells him to come back home, but this is when Rento denies it further and says that he'll never come back. This is when Chase kinda makes an insensitive comment saying that this is where Rento gets all his good battling skills from. Rento, after hearing this, storms off, more mad than anyone has ever seen him before. Ash basically laments to Chase, saying that that was kind of a sore spot for him. When everyone asks how Ash would know that, Ash just says he had a hunch, Lucas agreeing with what Ash said. This is when Lucas asks Rika why Rento hates Paldea or hates her so much. This is when she laments back to when Rento appeared in the Paldea League. He was doing incredibly well, very similar to how Ash and Lucas do in leagues. He was performing incredibly well with his Mudkip and decimating the competition. They said that even if Rento lost, the league was going to look at him and actually give him a gym leader spot, saying that he would be such a waste to let go. But this is when it's revealed on the billboard that Rika and Rento are brother and sister. Everybody, and I mean everybody, is shocked by this. This is when the stadium starts to call Rento multiple names, such as Cedar, Loser, a company plant, nepotism. They all start shouting things at Rento, and this definitely traumatized Rento for life, almost ruining his love for battling. Rento left home that day, and nobody knew where he went. This is when Rento reveals the rest of the story by himself after reminiscing, saying that he went to the Crown Tundra to train as he heard that there was a lot of strong Pokemon out there. This is when Peony found him along with Peonia, saying that his daughter is going through the gym challenge, but he can offer a sponsorship to Rento. Rento, after hearing of the illustrious Galar League, decides to accept, knowing what challenges lie before him. It's revealed that this is where he figured out that the Alola champion, Ash Ketchum, and the Hoenn League champion, Lucas Masterson, were also in the Galar League. This is when Chase runs up to Rento and apologizes for what he said, saying that that was kind of out of line and that he was kind of being dumb. This is when Rento actually forgives Chase, saying that it wasn't his fault and he didn't know what truly happened that day. This is when Rika asks one more time if Rento will come home, and Rento still denies this, saying that he'll grow stronger than her, the champions, all the gym leaders, and he'll finally dominate over the Pokemon battling world without everybody wondering who his older. This is when the matchups for the league are revealed. This is when it's revealed that Ash will fight Vega, Chase will fight Hop, Rento will fight Dune, Kent will fight Peonia, Clara will fight Lucas, Elane will fight Marnie, Pio will fight Yue, and Avery will fight Stranger B. This is when the battles start, and that's Ash vs Vega first. Vega puts on a really good challenge, but Ash is prepared for a full water team. It actually reminds him of fighting another one of his friends from long ago, but he ends up dominating against her in this match. This is when it's Chase vs Hop.
Hey Chase, we've battled countless times, but this time there's no turning back. Snorlax, let's go! No holding back. This time, my training and skills have got me this far. With all I've learned, I'm heading to the top. Torterra, I choose you!
Both Torterra and Snorlax are clashing with each other in ferocious action, as both of them are tank-like Pokemon. Torterra uses his new move being Stone Edge, and this is when Snorlax uses his new move being Hyper Beam. The battle is intense to say the least, but this is when the battle reaches its climax, with Torterra using the move Giga Impact and Snorlax using the same move right back at him, and they both end in a draw. This is when they send out their Pikachu and Double out. Double offers a great challenge to Pikachu, using its Ram-type moves to quickly use its physical moves to subdue Pikachu. However, Chase came prepared and uses his new move, Brick Break, to knock out Double. This is when Hop, finally realizing that he has one Pokemon left.
Chase, you're incredible. You managed to grow so strong, but I'm on a one-way road to beat Lee, and I don't plan on losing. Rillaboom, I choose you!
Sends out his first partner, Rillaboom. Rillaboom easily takes care of Pikachu. Chase wasn't expecting to get Pikachu knocked out so easily, but it turns out Double did more damage than he initially thought. However, Rillaboom is no pushover, but this is when Chase sends out his own monkey Pokemon.
Hop, you're my #1 rival, and now I'm going to put everything on the line. Infernape, lead me to victory!
Infernape. Infernape and Rillaboom clash, causing massive chaos in the stadium, but at the end of the day, it looks like it's Infernape coming out on top of this battle.
Damn it. Chase, my dreams and hopes are in your hands. Now go, beat Ash and beat Leon.
Chase vs Hop is an incredibly dynamic battle, with both trainers giving their all. Overall, Hop laments that he wanted to become a professor, and he kind of knew it from the middle of his journey, but he wanted to go through the league to see how strong his resolve was, and he thanks Chase for a great battle. Next is Rento vs Doom, and Rento, after facing somebody who uses ground type, doesn't hold back and absolutely destroys Doom without hesitation. Rika sees this as kind of passive aggressive onto herself, but she doesn't say this out loud. This is when Ken and Peonia have their battle, and Peonia, using her rock types being Tyrantrum, ends up winning. Clara vs Lucas happens. Now Clara is as cocky as ever, talking about how Lucas went to the House of Armor, but it won't work as she's the best graduate there. This is when Lucas absolutely decimates her without a second thought. This is when Elane and Marnie happen in this incredibly dynamic battle. with each side of the battle showing off their best moves. This is when Marnie Gigantamax her Grimstone, thinking that this is her trump card and her way to beat Elane. This is when Elane decides to use the gift that Peony gave her. But this is when Peonia says not to use it yet, and this is when she reveals that she can Gigantamax her Charizard. This is when the battle ends in Elane's favor, along with her victory. Pia vs Yue happens, and it's a pretty dynamic battle, but it's nothing that we haven't seen before. Pia ends up winning and going on to the next round. Next up is Avery vs Stranger B, as Avery's trying to get a rise out of Stranger B, and nothing works. Stranger B decimates Avery without a second choice. This is when the quarterfinal matches are revealed to be Rento vs Peonia, Lucas vs Elane, Pia vs Stranger B, and finally Ash vs Chase. While everybody is surprised by some of the matchups, Ash vs Chase is the one that everybody really has their eyes on. They talk about how Ash and Chase were once like brothers and now they're gonna have to fight each other. It's actually kinda sad for some people, but this is when Chase and both Ash shake hands, saying that they're not gonna hold back for an inch. And that's the end of this episode of the Pokemon Sword and Shield series Crown Zenith. Come back for the next episode next week where we get into the quarterfinals. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If I sounded a bit funny in this episode, I'm currently fighting a cold while I'm recording this. So with all that being said, Samurai out.